We are back live after a week off. Did the driving circles thing, and I'm back for
Welcome
my
back,
my fourth show in the last 6 days, 5 days, something like that. Third live one. Unfortunately, you were working, so you couldn't be part of it. Well, the one you were probably asleep for. With Derek, because we did that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was probably sleeping.
My time.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they're backwards in many ways.
Yep, and then did a couple live shows with the previews for the Newfoundland qualifier. And thank you to Brian Conway for making me, as Trey Ryder calls me, the Canadian Cornhole Guru. I kind of knew he was going to have a shot at getting a pro spot, and he picked it up. So congratulations to him and Matt Murrens from St. John's. They both are new ACL Canada pros. So should be good for them. Oh, we got caught. I forgot to change over to the comments. There we go. There, and Brian's in the chat now. Brian's waiting. So yeah.
I think he's been in the chat since Tuesday.
Probably, yeah. Probably it's. I'd say that he's been in the bag since after playing last night, but that's another story. But yeah, so just him and I had a talk. We've been talking for the last probably, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks, Brian. And I was saying to him because he's a guy who, at times, I think, watching him play sometimes, and Brian, all due respect, sometimes he's got the squirrel into him when he plays, right? And I just said, focus. And then he even put that his name in the new ACL when he re-registered was Brian Focus Conway. So yeah. But he did great. Matt Murrens did great as well. And the thing that I liked with that also is that the thing I've always been saying with players from Newfoundland, it's just my fruit product. The plug jumped out of there again. The players from Newfoundland have always kept saying that, they're better than what they think they are, right? And the way they go on there, oh, we're gonna do this by PPR. I don't have a high enough PPR to play against these other players. Throw the bag. Go and play with those better players, right? And is it Mike? Don't encourage the guy. He's never met a mirror he hasn't liked.
I stop at every mirror.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, just go and play the game, right? Just kind of go out and play. And a lot of players, they're like, I talked afterwards, and we're like, I didn't know I had that in me. And I was like, I did. I've seen it. I've seen the way you guys have been throwing.
Well, and that's the thing. When you kind of get in that zone and you're just feeling it, you can take down some people that you never thought you could have. You know what I mean? If you just focus on that bag and just throwing towards the hole, it can really move some mountains and make you a pro, eh?
Yep. Well, we got 2 more new ones. So we got 2 more coming up next weekend. We've got Quebec and Alberta on tap for next weekend. Going to be doing some preview shows with that. I've got some stuff lined up. I'm going to do some shows with some of the people from there with some names who we could be seeing. And I think it's going to be great getting us to give us 4 more, which I'm not even sure our count's up to now. But
are they both running on the same days?
I believe they are, yes. What is it, the 25th that's on the weekend? Something like that? Or more? I'm not sure.
The 25th is, let me pull up my...
I would look at my phone here, but the plug would jump out of it again.
Well, no, the Friday's the 27th, so...
Okay, so it's the 28th.
28, 29?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Oh, yeah, Lance's now. He gets a haircut and a shave, and then he's just.
I haven't even gotten a haircut. I just combed my hair and took my hat off. That's all I did. The hair is actually kind of long. Look at that gray streak right there, wrong side, right there.
I got a couple gray streaks as well too up top, but it's just I got the wearing the hat, and that's yeah. So instantly here now, jumping in for a couple minutes. I'm not sure how I'm going to get a word in here. I'm kind of nervous about this. I'm not quite sure. Brian Conway jumping in here. Brian, looking good after last night, because I know you had a late night. We were messaging. You're up kind of late.
Wait a minute. Did he get all dressed up for this?
No, I currently have no pants on.
I would expect no other answer from Brian on that one.
I'll give you a preview, but the wife might get upset. Let's be honest, I didn't go to bed. We had an early brunch with a friend in from Alberta this morning, so we went and did that. The messages have been insane. Like, I think I have 130 messages. I've gotten added to more Facebook groups ever before in my life. I actually feel like I'm finally might have friends.
that's what kind of happens. Yeah, it's but
yeah. Gotta say, what an amazing experience it was last night.
And he's gone. And just like that, he's gone. Amazing experience, and he's gone. Yeah, so we'll send him. Once I see him come back up, we'll bring him back in. But
he's so focused, he forgot his pants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but that's good. I mean, listen, I love that we're growing the pro division up there, and we're gonna, get that thing going. And we talked about it. We'll talk a little more about it earlier, but there's some other changes in Canada that's maybe not happening here in the U.S.
Yes. So with that, we'll kind of get in touch in that there until we can get Brian back in. But so we've seen all the changes for opens in the U.S. Some people upset about it, some people not, right? And nice cat. And we'll get back. He's back again here now. He's
come on, Waffy.
Come on. Yeah, something happened there when somebody started calling me, so I lost connection. I was saying, Doug, you were one of my inspirations when you actually said, if I can do it, if I focus and through the bags, you were one of the major inspirations yesterday to me. I greatly appreciate it. I reached out to you for sure to say you were one of the guys who actually believed in me. Nobody picked me out of the top 32 to ever do it. We got down to 16. Nobody thought it was going to happen. My first win was a little tainted, but from there I started throwing, and it was the best experience of my life ever. So now I'm actually going to go and do this and be focused.
Well, and that's the thing, and we kind of talked about that, and I've kind of talked to some other people about it, is that, you guys were a little different because, and all the other pro qualifiers, they did the gauntlet of the 6 games of rounders, then right into the single elimination. You guys had that little bit of a day break between rounders and the single elimination, but that gauntlet is called the gauntlet for a reason. Like, you guys, he's gone again. So people don't call him to tell him that he's on the show, because he'll come back in again, because I'm in another group chat, and I'm seeing in that group chat people saying, "Hey, he's on the show." So
yeah, if you message him, he won't lose connection.
Yeah. Yes.
If you call him, it shuts his feed off.
Yes.
That's how the internet works.
I wouldn't expect anything else from Brian. But he's like,
wait a minute. Oh, you know what I had to do because we talked to Newfoundland so much, Doug. I actually had to add them to my world clock, so I actually know what time it is there. So right now it's only 10:18 there.
Yep.
So it's only 2 hours ahead.
Hour and a half.
What?
Hour and a half.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, listen, I don't know geography or math. Okay.
Yeah. So Brian's saying he's pumped for. Byron's saying he's pumped for his qualifier out in Alberta, throwing a 6.38. going into the qualifier this week here in St. John's, Brian was like a 6'8" PPR.
And here's the thing. I think, Andrew says it the right way. PPR means nothing when it comes down to this. You know what I mean?
And he's backing it. So, Brian, we've told everyone else. Now you've muted yourself. There you go. We've told everyone else, stop calling you. Because I'm in that group chat, and I can see people are all like happy that you're on the show.
It's Brandon. Just shit disturbing again.
Okay.
Literally on purpose. And
no idea.
Your buddy Brandon. He was having fun with it, but I'm going to give him a call later. God love him.
Well, he did open Brown Pound early today.
Yeah, so he started drinking 3 o'clock today.
Well, I think it was before that because he said Brown Pound was opening and people could come over to throw. I think I saw that around noon. So he might have got lubricated before anybody showed up.
See, Brandon's very excited now because he found a drinking partner to go play cornhole with, someone that also drinks while they play.
Yeah, he says 1 o'clock.
although you say drink while you play, from what I've been told, last night wasn't so much.
Yeah, it was only a 6-pack and 2 whiskeys before the first match, so it's not bad.
Yeah, but no. So we were talking about the qualifier being that gauntlet, and that is just that Thursday night for you guys was because you guys didn't get done till you started like 7, probably didn't get out of there till like 1 a.m.
Correct.
So what was harder for you? Was the rounders harder for you or the single limb?
The rounders, because it was so much different competition. You didn't know how anybody was going to shoot. People were bringing their brand new game out. You didn't know. We had people who were shooting a 5 and a 6 PPR, playing a game I've never seen them play before, like playing the block, throwing airmails, going for it, and shooting really well. And even my first game, I spent the time playing Ashley, and I was trying to get her to slow down and be calm, and I was winning the match. And next thing I know, instead of getting her from not being nervous, I made myself nervous, and I threw my game. And next thing I knew, I was like, oh, God, I'm now nervous, and I'm shaking and everything. And it was a brand new experience, so it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, because like I said before, you guys have so many great players down there that I think this week really kind of brought more out in most of them. Because like I was talking to Adele Crummell, she finished 3-3 in the rounder. She obviously, when we talked before, she thought she was going to go 1-6, right? But she threw her game as well, and it's just getting that confidence in throwing the bags.
And what's amazing is 1 year they're playing.
Yeah.
Right? 1 year and just learned to throw a flat bag within this year, and now throwing sixes, keeping up with these big players that are sitting around this city that nobody even knows about. Like we were missing the Daryl Parsons today, and some big players didn't play in this tournament, and these new players just came out of nowhere and they're shooting like a Zach McNeil who's throwing sixes, sevens, Doug Squires. Like we said, he's brand new to the game. In 1 year, these guys are throwing big bags. Like, it's amazing just to watch how quickly. When I joined this 2 years ago, there was Dion and Albert, and we had a Jeff Walsh and 2 other players that might have shot sevens. Right now, the majority of players, a seven's not impressive anymore. And that's in under 2 years. Like, if you have a 7 average, everyone's like, okay, you're decent, but it's not impressive. And again, like you said, it's not about PPR anymore. The game has changed totally because even when I played Sean Sabian, Sean wasn't trying to do it, but Sean dropped block after block after block on me and made me have to play against a block game and take the 1 point, take the airmail shot, do a push here and there. And the block game is where this game is going very quickly. It's either you go for it, or you hold them down, keep it down to 1 point, 2 points, minimize your losses, and move on to the next round. Bag for bag, that game's over.
Well, it started off though with the game changer revolution, not the goofy bag they got now. I'm saying the game changer revolutionized the game where everybody's just going bag for bag, and everybody wanted a fast bag at that point. And now everybody's kind of going back to that, messy, sticky game, trying to, make their opponent miss or throw an airmail and maybe not go in, kind of rim out a little bit. So, I think you're going to see a mixture this year. We were late because I forgot to sign on because I was watching Tony Smith and Mark Richards versus Devin Harbaugh and Ryan Windsor. And some of the shots in that game were just obnoxious with like the cuts and the rolls. And I think it's going to be, a lot of that this year as you start to see a lot more people's talent start to come out, and as the pressure starts to come on throughout the year.
Oh yeah, and like there was so many messages I got last night that was saying that watching you play last night was like a magical experience, just to see the how you changed your game and how you're hitting like airmails. Like you were shocking players that you were playing against because you were hitting the airmails, right? And it was wow.
Yeah, I kind of keep that a secret that I can actually throw those. Sometimes, I'm goofing around, playing, having fun, making jokes the whole match, literally looking at the other game next to me, not focused at all. And last night, I hit the right level of a couple beers to get rid of the nerves, enjoying the game. The crowd was phenomenal. And then, we really got the crowd into it. Between that last game, me and Jeff, we had the crowd into it. We were hitting airmails back and forth. And next thing you know, the crowd is losing their mind. And I could hear the cheering and people cheering us on and enjoying. It was an entertaining match to watch. I've watched it twice now myself, and I'm like, wow, who is that guy actually throwing?
Yeah, and I've even seen in some of the comments and some of the posts from Cornhole Newfoundland is that there was a couple of new players that were just out for the first time ever in the blind draw, and they're like, we're going to be coming back because this was just an incredible experience.
Yeah, it definitely it's going to get some views. It's definitely going to get some people excited that anybody can do this. Anybody can go. Anybody can throw bags. Just enjoy the game. And that's exactly what happened last night. We enjoyed the game. We had so much fun. Me and the Sabian match was fun, entertaining. He was using instead of sticky bags, which struggled over the hole on him. But then even the same thing, the airmail started popping off, and next thing you know, points are going up, and we had a ball. I just loved it.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you for coming in and doing this here. We're going to have you back on for another full show, but I want to thanks for dropping in, and congrats to you and to Matt Mearns as well. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Doug, thank you for what you did. You were a part of this journey, and you're going to be a part of my whole journey there. I appreciate what you've done, and your words were literally the epitome in my head. When I said focus and you said focus, I focused. Thanks, Doug.
Oh, hey, I can't play the game myself, but I can help others. That's what.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Those who can't do, teach.
Yeah, and that's I can kind of that there. So it's so again, thanks for doing this here, and we will have you on for a full hour where I'm just going to listen to you guys talk because that's kind of what both of you guys do.
Thanks, brother.
All right,
yeah, thank you. So there's Brian Conway. It was just great to watch him, and they got Matt in the chat. Matt, we're going to have you on a show as well. I'm going to have both you guys on to talk because Cornhole Newfoundland was the second. Ontario started it up. Cornhole Newfoundland came on with the ACL second, and just being able to watch their players grow, and guys like Brian, guys like Matt, guys like Jeff Walsh, who was in the final against Brian, TJ Vincent in against Matt. They were both throwing great, and there was a lot of, I want to say, heavy hitters that were in that qualifier last night that it could have, like, I'm going to say outside of two players that were kind of real big, and Brian calls himself the underdog. I don't think he was that much of an underdog. We had a couple other players who I had never heard of before that made the top 16. That there was like 14 that was really like, let's flip a couple coins because that's how we can get figure out this pro spot. But no, it was just great seeing. I also want to thank Andrew Spencer for joining the Down and Back team and live feeding that last night on the page.
Yeah, and I think he did an amazing job last night. Really, showcasing some of the talent there and going live on the second best radio personality in Canada. Yeah, even though I don't live there.
but again, and then also he got he got initiated, he had the camera problems, and I was like, hey, have fun being the camera guy, the commentator, the live guy who watches the live feed chat.
Listen, he got the full Monty, because you know what I mean. When stuff just starts to go wrong and you're all by yourself, you're just sitting there swearing at equipment. You're like,
Yeah.
why I mean, I did that one time. I forget where I was, but I swore at my soundboard for like an hour because nobody could hear me.
Yep.
And then I looked down at my case, and the cord that goes from the soundboard to the computer was still in the box.
Yeah.
And I'm like, son of a. That's why nobody can hear me, because I didn't hook up the one cord that makes it work.
Yeah. Or Andrew's saying he knew he should have checked the battery before that final. But that's the thing is, if the cameras are really going to go out, it's going to be on the final, because that happened to me in St. John's at the Open there. Brady Foster, Dion Kuza finished up game 1. They get ready to go game 2 for the double dip. And all of a sudden, I'm not connected to the internet anymore. Like, what's going on here? And I'm frantically. Matt's on the phone with Trey, and I'm like, what? And all of a sudden, they're getting ready to go again. Like, I'm going to start working. I was like,
Yeah. Listen, I've had that happen so many times when I'm going live and the internet just dips out. Because the one thing is, when I usually do the live feed stuff from tournaments, I'm usually using OBS.
Yep.
And some other stuff, and I keep Facebook up when I'm doing it, and you can just see the internet like go like this, and then just like my heart rate drop right out off the screen, and that's when I know everything's frozen and nobody hears a damn thing I'm saying.
And then another regular here on Saturday nights, Sato Soto. Sato, congrats on your tournament. Was it last weekend that he had it? Trying to remember here, or was the weekend before, but his Cancer Sucks tournament, another successful tournament for him. Great guy, runs great stuff.
Huge money raised, and a lot of people participating. I got to say, he usually has some of the best raffle prizes.
Oh yeah,
I mean, what was it, Cito? The bourbon basket that you had. Now, I'm not a bourbon guy, but I got to get out there just to win that basket, because I know I can sell that for way more money than I can put into it just by winning that basket. And I know that's one of your most popular things, but you know, Cito's doing some amazing work out there in the Ohio land area, raising money. And I know it's a
$9,000 raised.
Yeah. And I know it's a cause near and dear to his heart. And, you know, cancer's affected a lot of us here in the chat. And
15 bottles.
That's amazing. But I know it's affected a lot of people on this chat, a lot of people out there in the world. And, you know, to be able to raise that kind of money through this silly beanbag game we play is just amazing. And you get an amazing meal. I mean, it's like a 5-course like buffet that, you know, they're serving out there. Every year I look, I'm like,
I think it's a buffet.
What? Oh, I was trying to be a Canadian.
It's still a buffet.
You know, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a great song. I want to try and get there next year as well. So it's
well, Doug, we got to coordinate calendars because we got to figure out some stuff. We got to take this show on the road.
Sure. Yeah.
No,
well, if people want to have me take my show on the road, they can head to East Coast Cornhole and pick up the Jersey Club, because that will help out the show. And it's you know.
Hey, you got to look at Spencer's comment. 12K Monopoly money.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and then as we were talking about before, we'll go back in the show. So in the U.S., the lower tiers are now gone to prizes.
All right, so everybody in the chat, has everybody read what's going on with the tiers down in the U.S.? You're going to have, I believe it's 3 tiers.
Yes.
You play into the tiers, kind of like your rounders into tiers. Tier 1 has the opportunity to win cash, because that will be almost like your open division this year, right?
Yes.
And then tier 2 and 3, you have the chance to win boards, bags, shirts, And then everybody from tier 2 down, if you finish, in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe it is, you get an automatic next buy-in
Yes.
to the next open or tournament, next open you go to. And everybody in the top 10 gets Busch Light hats. Yeah. Listen, I like what they're trying to do. But the stigma is there, right?
Yeah, and
listen, I'm not gonna. I'm on both sides of the fence here because I understand what the ACL is trying to do, but at the same time, I'm really not liking it because it goes at the same time as the board stamp, right? And the board stamp's coming in, and I know Canada's not affected by it, but I'm affected by it down here in the U.S. Board stamp comes into play 2026, so we got another year and a half till that happens. But it's just starting to look like the money is just piling up, right? So I think we got to get ahead of the PR and figure out where we're trying to go. Like what's going on here? Where is this going, right? Because why are we layering in this in now where the sting for directors right now is starting to feel it? So why wouldn't we hold off for maybe another year or year and a half and not layer this on top of the other fees that's already happening?
Yeah, I know this won't affect us here in Canada as we are still under the cash, the payouts for there. Hello, Mr. Betancourt.
Well, wait a minute though. I did hear this year though, that Canada, as part of the payout, is getting those little change things where you put the little coins out.
Okay.
So, so you can keep all your loonies and toonies safe.
Yeah. But but we want that. I know for me, I don't know. There's some people that like Suzanne Shalo, she put in a comment that she had won a lower tier last year or the year before, and she got $40. Right? That winning it and getting $250 set of boards, the jersey, the trophy, the whatever, right? And maybe there's some people that are out there that or be happy with that winner, that ACL winner's jersey from an open.
Well, and I think that's the thing too, because it does look like those jerseys are going to be more personalized for you too,
I think so,
right?
yes. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's just going to be they're going to walk over to the tent and pull something off a hanger or like strip the mannequin.
No.
It sounds like it's going to be something that's going to be a little more special, almost like the ACO jerseys that they make.
Huh? Who?
Yeah, the other company that makes the jerseys for the other stuff. I can say that, you can't, but they're not saving a ton of money though by giving this stuff out because there's still a huge cost to this.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just say this right now. So the boards you would get let's just say tier 2, you want a set of boards, right?
Yes.
They're saying those boards are $285. They're a pro set of boards. You're looking at, like $285 to $350, depending on where you buy them, right? You're looking at another $50 to $70 shipping, because I don't think they're just going to hand them to you there at the tournament and you're going to be okay, because most people are getting on a plane, depending on where they are and other stuff. So you're looking at about another $70 there. Average set of bags, if they let you choose from approved vendors, right? You've got a wide range where, you're talking average, let's just $100 right now for a set of bags is the average. Take the high end, take the low end. It's coming down to about, it's $90 to $100 when you really think about it. Jerseys, you're looking at anywhere from half my followers, $20, and maybe you'll get them, to, $60, $70, right? And that just depends on a basic jersey, right? Because a lot of places you have to buy design. Colors are different. Quarter zip, whatever, sleeveless, if you're Ryan Smith, they're all different, right? So it's there's a lot of cost in there.
Now, especially in doubles, ×2.
Yeah. So, you don't split a set of boards. You each get a set. Like,
I'm taking my one board home. You take your one board home, and we'll.
Hey, next tournament we'll meet up. We can play again.
Yeah.
We each take 2 bags home. Like TSA when they took 2 of my bags, and I only brought half a set of, a set of bags that I can't talk about because they were very lucky. But it's really. I understand where we're going. I just don't like how we're getting there. Because it just seems like every time something happens, when one change happens and the next shoe is dropping, right? And it just seems like we're not crawling anymore. Right now we're running. So it seems like some of these changes are just happening faster, right?
Yeah. I don't know. For me, would these changes be as widely criticized if we didn't have the cesspool of ATC with the anonymous people putting stuff out there, the people who probably have never played an ACL event commenting about it, and
here's the hard part, Doug. Half those people that have fake names have played an ACL event. Because I can tell you half the fake names because I figured most of them out. I know who.
The one guy is pretty easy, and I think he's already started his second one as well.
But the thing with it is, what if you want to be like? Here's the thing: since day one, since I started doing podcasting for Cornhole way back in 2019, I think it was. Like I started a week before you did, right? With my ex-partner.
I think it was the same week. We'll talk about that a bit later. But
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But listen, I got bored with the beard. It was getting too much. When I was on we'll tell that story later. But when I was back then, I hated a lot of things that was going on, right? And hate's a strong word. I know. I'm not saying it is a mean thing. I disliked a lot of the stuff that was happening back then with, I always said I paid $25 to read the rules because, the step over rule and all the other stuff. And I didn't like that. But I was always talking about the organization, never about the people that ran it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, Trey, and all the other people in the background, except that one guy that tried to stop me from talking to Stacy at Spencer's. You know who you are. You know who you are. I have the video. But they're trying to move it forward in the right way. Yeah, are some going to be missteps? Is everybody going to agree with it? No. But at the same time, they're trying to follow a model, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to follow the model of all these other sports that have come before it. Maybe we're jumping the gun. They're jumping the gun, not me, because I'm not affiliated. Let me rephrase that. Not affiliated. Not gonna do it. But maybe they're jumping the gun and, they're on step 42 of the playbook when they should be on step 2. They're trying to get to someplace faster, right? Trying to get to someplace that's going to work. And I'm going to be here for the journey. I'm not going to say anything bad about the people that are running it because they're trying, right?
Yep.
They've never done anything to hurt anybody. Like me and Stacy, we had a big heart-to-heart. We're almost biffles. Yep. Best friend for life, right? Stacy, call me. You still haven't accepted my friend request from 5 years ago.
Hey, me either. And he did say on the Europe broadcast that he was going to come on the show. Stacy, I'm holding you to that.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it. They're moving it forward faster than maybe some of us are comfortable with, right? Because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's tried. A lot of stuff's going to fail.
Yep.
A lot of stuff's going to be adapted and changed. And right now, with all of us being there in the beginning, right, we're kind of the we're kind of there with the Peach Basket for basketball, right? That started in Springfield, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Where the game is still, even though it's been around for a long time, professional cornhole, people are going to say 2002 and everything else, but really didn't get big until the first, what was it, 16, Doug? The first year was, it's like 16. Cito, you might be able to correct me on this. I don't know if I remember the first class was like under 25.
I want to say it's like 18.
18, yeah, somewhere
17,
in there.
18.
16, 17.
16, 17, yeah.
But that's when it really started to get big, right? When we started to get, and I keep saying we, I don't know why I'm saying we because I have nothing to do with this, but
well, it's still we as players.
Yeah, we as players. But that's when it started, everything started to pick up, right? Some of the bigger tournaments started to pump around the country. ACL started to gain some steam, get into some bigger venues. And then when you got into the 18-ish area is when it started traveling somewhere outside of the South and the Ohio area. Yes, 17, 18 was contracts, right?
Yep.
And then you start to get the ESPN era and starting to move forward there. And then we go from ESPN to CBS Sports with ESPN is kind of in there, right? So, every year has been something bigger, but for what everybody believes is the select few. But that money's never going to trickle down to everybody else until the pros start making money, right? Like AAA guys didn't start making money till some of the bigger pros started making money. So the money's going to come down somehow. And right now, it's not a pyramid right now. It's a pyramid, not a funnel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a funnel for the money to come down, but right now that money's going up to build up kind of that pro division.
I think they're going in the right direction. It's just everyone wants that perfect path right now. And in order to get to where we need to be, 'cause I'm still going to say to where we need to be is going to be a bumpy road. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. And it's just the powers that be just have to keep eyes forward to get to that goal, to get to where we need to be. And there's going to be some haters on the way. Like I kind of say it with me as well, probably even for both of us. There's some people out there that really don't like us, and that's okay. We're okay to take criticism because it's going to get us to the better spot.
That actually makes me feel better about myself when people don't like me, because it means I'm doing something right. But the big part here is, and I'm gonna just say this right now, the game I just watched with Devin Harbaugh and Ryan Windsor versus Tony Smith and Mark Richards, that's going to get way more eyeballs than you playing in Tier 3 on Court 52.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where the game is at right now. Right?
Yep.
I mean, why do I want to, why do I deserve on Court 52 $300 when these guys are pulling in advertisers and everything else for the sport? Why?
Well, I think that's the other thing that people talked about as well, is you look at all these payout structures for open. So, okay, so someone goes and because everyone starts in rounders, right? Everyone starts at the same 0-0, right? And then we kind of work to rounders. So now you're going to, the people who are like, oh, we won Tier 2, we won Tier 3, I need the big money. Okay, yes, in actuality, you probably finished 200, 300 out of all the teams there. Why should the big money be paid to you when somebody who's maybe only lost 2 games all day, 4 games all day, get nothing, and you've went maybe you went 2 and 4 or something like that there, and then you won your lower bracket, but the other ones that went higher, they're getting nothing. So that's kind of also the way you have to look at it as well.
Well, here's the thing. Al Castro is saying, what haters do, they still watch, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Haters are not your biggest supporters. but they're your biggest followers
Yes.
because they are always there in the chat every single time. Guess what? That fuels me right there because I'm like, listen, you
Oh, yeah.
can hate me, you can dislike me, but guess what? You're watching.
Oh, and I've talked with a couple about that, and I've put out a couple live videos this week, and I'm just gonna say that I have the fruit product here, always sitting here, and it tells me who's watching.
I have the new one.
Okay, yeah, I got the second. And it's, I'm seeing those names there. You know what they're doing, and it's you fuel me to continue. But it's I don't know. I think we're going in the right direction. That road's not going to be a perfect smooth road.
Well, here's the thing, though, Doug.
couple
There's gonna be forks in the road too, right? Like,
Yep.
here's the thing: they're trying this year, right? So we might try this for 6 months. We might try it for the entire season.
Yep.
Who knows if it changes halfway through, right? Like you said, Canada's a different model.
Yep.
We don't know what Europe's doing yet because we haven't seen anything. We know they've said stuff's happening next year, but I haven't seen dates yet.
Yep.
Right. So there's a lot of stuff going on all throughout the ACL, the WCO, all of that, right?
Yep.
So who knows what's going to happen, but we got to try some stuff to move forward.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you know what, and nothing is perfect because, like I said, I was in a couple of meetings last week, and sorry,
I am.
You
I'm
are?
perfect. Yeah, I'm perfect.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was in a couple of meetings the other week there, and I even had some stuff that I was going through on my side here, and I was like, you know what, if we want to have everything good, we have to make some changes, right? And we have to make some changes, and I think I've even seen the ACL before say, you know what, we were doing something this way, it didn't work, we're going to change it. So if they realize that something's not working, trust me, they're watching this. They're seeing what people are talking about. They're seeing how it's being handled, or if they need to change something, it's going to get changed. It's
Yeah. Well, and Kim's exactly right. When you pay out big for the lower tiers, you get sandbaggers, right?
Yeah.
You'll get that person that falls into tier 3. And listen, some people can have a bad day, right? They can just suck and not be focused, but you still make it into tier, right? You go 2 and 4, you make it into tier 3, right? You just had an off day. But then you throw a 9. That can happen one tournament, but it happens 3 or 4 tournaments. There's a bigger problem there. Either it's a focused mental issue, or you're dropping down just to win, right? I would much rather come in 50th in tier 1 or tier 2 than come in like 10th in tier 3. That's just me, right? I want to finish higher so I can say I beat all those other people, right? Well, Brian, focus.
I think I created a monster.
No, but focus is a big piece. But at the same time, sometimes focus becomes confusion because some people think, oh, they just had a bad day, where you can see them looking at the score. You can see them looking at the standards, right? They get their phone and they're right here and they're like, oh, if I lose this one and this one, I don't have to play those 4 people. And now I'm going to do better. No, that shouldn't be the way. I want to play the best people I could possibly play on that day.
Yep.
And continue to move forward. And listen, I can't throw bags like everybody else here does. I just don't have that focus because I just want to have fun. Listen, my biggest focus is how short the beer line is.
Yeah. So we go from talking like this. And Cito's right there. When someone goes to a fundraiser, and quite frankly, I've seen this happen to a couple times in Canada here. Talked to a couple of people that run tournaments, and the morning of the fundraiser, somebody calls and says, how much is the payout for it? Because that's if I'm going to actually decide to go today or not. It's a fundraiser.
And listen, I've had this conversation with Cito many times before. I've gone to some fundraisers and donated almost everything back.
Yeah.
I've gone to other fundraisers and just if I've committed some money, sometimes I'll pull back a little bit for what I've donated and from what I'm trying to what I'm trying to sorry, I got distracted by the
that was a squirrel moment. Yeah.
yeah, scroll moment. But sometimes I'll pull a little bit back just to cover cost, depending on how much my wife knows I spent that week. But and sometimes you give back. But I never want to go to that play, and I'm not the person that's ever going to come there and win. Maybe if Nico was my partner, I'd go and win every time. But as you move forward in these other things, why do people so worried about charity tournaments and winning?
Yeah.
There's only one thing I want to win at charity tournaments. I want to win every raffle I've put my ticket into, because I want to fill my entire car with all of the lovely prizes, so I can bring them home to my wife and say, "Look what I got for you."
I won't talk about that because I may have been at a tournament that had a raffle that as the name was being drawn, I may have looked at somebody in the chat that may have made a comment like this and looked at him and said, as I stood up from my chair, I got this. And then they called out my name. So that's but I go to win those there. So, but we talk about we just talked about some of the bad stuff with cornhole and whatever. Talk about some good stuff. And how about, well, I told you I've been screwing stuff up left, right, and center with this here. I'm gonna put the wrong one there. Yeah, this I'm not good at this here stuff. Go down. There we go. I got to hit the save down there, and then I can go up.
Before you move forward, Cito, I did unfortunately lose. I went out after the tournament with my Cito plushie doll there, and some college kids stole it. I think it's in some dorm room somewhere in Manchester, New Hampshire. I lost my Cito doll. Very upsetting. Very sad.
So on the screen there now, everybody go check out, give a like to the Mad Hatters Cornhole Club, the newest ACL Canada League in Strathmore, Alberta. They're having a free night September 29th, and then their league will start October 6th. So go and check them out. I know I will be seeing some of them in Calgary. Out there. And I did put up, I'm talking about good stuff there. I put up SierraHome.com. If you're also in the Alberta and you're in the Edmonton area, check out SierraHome.com. Darren does great. He's home inspections. And when you pay for your home inspection, a portion of that there goes to a children's cancer hospice in the Edmonton area. So that's the good stuff.
Love it. Listen, and that's the thing. So everybody that's kind of on here and looking, just becoming a pro or already is a pro, it's a lot of that money is going to come from like some of your local stuff, right? So we've talked about this many times that a lot of the national stuff is kind of drying up a bit. But talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to people at your local cornhole league about some of that money, because those are the people that can help you, but those you can give back to the community, right? You can help those people around you to really, affect their business in a positive way just by, going to a league night and having your local pizza joint on as a t-shirt or something like that.
Okay, Byron, I will do that there. But how about someone who's gonna be a no-show in Calgary for the Open there, for the first Open, her first Open as a pro, and she's going to decide to go to the Battle of the Queens.
Who?
Michelle Hunter going to the Battle of the Queens. Now, Michelle, put in the chat who your partner is, because I think I know who your partner is, but I don't want to get it wrong. I know it would be a full Canadian team going down to play at Battle of the Queens down there, so that would be in North Carolina. Oh, here we go. Sato's just hammering on everything here. Everyone that wants 100% payouts. Directors don't need to make any money. Like, why should you have to go and put up money for boards? Well, no, you should go and put up money for boards, money for tablets, money for everything, so I can get 100% payout when I win.
Well, and that's after I was drunk and broke 3 tablets and,
And I in the head, I was correct. Jody Naftel will be Michelle's partner because Jody Naftel because she's going to probably just go down and do work in North Carolina because Jody's the one that was in the Hawaii, flew over Spencer's to get to Ottawa, which I'm not sure why you'd go from Hawaii to Ottawa, except for cornhole. You go there for cornhole. Do that for cornhole. So Jody and Michelle, and maybe Michelle, you might go live on the down and back for that there, possibly.
So is that a flight, Michelle, or is that a drivable trip? Because I know you used to travel. You do a lot of travel for the paintball. Is that one trip that you would take in the car, or is that on a jet plane?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I know. For me now, it's all a flight. I don't have time to drive anymore.
But you used to drive down there all the time.
Oh yeah, I did. Yes, yeah. That's it's a long trip with.
That's not long. Well, we only went to see the cars that turn left, Doug.
But it was the also the right turns on the way down there that I have way too many stories that I cannot tell on here. Still, to the guy, if he's watching from the Mass area, who retired and was heading to Florida, we still apologize about your the passenger side rear view mirror on your luxury coach bus. I hope it actually did work when we tried to fix it. We didn't. We just faked it. But yeah. Sorry. But yeah, it was 2 a.m. We woke him up. He didn't have his glasses on because he was looking 3 different ways, and it was little scary. It was get in the truck. We're going.
Time to go, kids. Time to go.
Yep. But yeah. But it was always a fun drive. Just gets a little.
Another big thing that happened this week. Were you helping move shops?
Not yet. It's not fully moved yet. We still got to go down and do a couple videos. I want to do some videos down there. So the Octane Garage and CSC have already moved. They have left the building. JC Cornhole is still there, so I'm going to go and do some videos from there with Jamie. We're going to do one last throw on the last night there. We'll be taking down. You see all the when you see me doing videos from there, the where you see the JC Cornhole and the old Octane logo, and you see the old Down and Back logo up there. That's like a big, almost like a curtain type thing. We'll be doing a video of that coming down. That may even turn up behind me. And then do a exactly just talk about yourself. That's all you need to do. Right, do a video there of the last game, turn the lights out and walking out, but then we'll head to the new JC Cornhole compound because I also want to do another video there because there's that shop. There has been so much Canadian cornhole history born in that shop, whether roundtable talks, discussions at like 3 a.m. of why don't we try this or why don't we try that, and the new place could even include a down and back studio. We're not sure.
Are you in the owner gonna do the look over the shoulder as you flick the lights? Actually,
because there's actually even a light switch in that part of the shop, so we'll have to try and figure it out. But we'll see what we can do. But yeah, it was great time that we got in there just before COVID and had a lot of fun. Did a lot of R&D work, a lot of fun up there. Did some shows from up there. Had one where my Rob Chismark show was done from upstairs there. And Jamie was throwing bags downstairs, and as we're talking, you can hear thump. The bags just hitting the boards, and it was kind of like, okay, maybe this isn't the best time to be doing a show.
Well, I remember with you guys up there, and you could hear everything in the background, and every time a bag hit, you guys would like almost flinch sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yes, because Matt and I were on your previous show. From there, I think I was just an add-on to that show. I wasn't really actually supposed to be there. Yeah, it's for the people watching because here's the thing is my sponsor doesn't even watch on my feed. He goes over to his feed to watch.
That's right. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Okay, Byron, we'll talk to you there. I know I gotta message you about some stuff, and we will see you in Calgary. But yeah, he says the Bruins fan says us two clowns.
Yeah,
that's
you like the Bruins. Seriously, come on, garbage.
Yep. So the other thing that I was going to touch on, I've been talking about in my latest videos I've did and some of my posts, going to do the 10 days of down and back. So what that is going to consist of is coming up here October 2nd. I think did we set the time at 7:30? I think we set the time at 7:30.
You were gonna tell me. I don't remember.
Is 7:30 okay for you on October 2nd?
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay, good. Okay, so now they're inside baseball and not there, guys. That's what that is. But so gonna start doing the 10 days of down and back, culminating on October 2nd because that is, I think you were almost the same day. But anyway, October 2nd will be
we were mid-September.
No, you weren't.
I own the.
We talked about that. I have shows that we did way back.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back into my catalog and figure it out.
Yeah. So anyway, October 2nd. This guy that's asking a question for advanced players because he's that type of guy was the first guest October 2nd on the Down and Back with Corn Dog at the time. So the show will be turning 5 years old. We were heading into season 6 of doing this, and you're right around that time. And I still can't believe that I'm going into the 6th season of doing a Cornhole podcast talk type show.
Well, it's good because when you do it by yourself, nobody can quit on you.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I wanted to quit on myself sometimes, but that's that. But yeah, so the first what I did, I think my first couple shows in order were Jamie Cowan, I did Bobby Sperry and Scott Sullivan. I did an Adam Hubbard. May have did a Jeff Shantz as well for the first 4. Then I went video, and out of Southwest Georgia, I had Robbie Graham on for the first video show, which was a fun, interesting task. So we're going to talk about that on October 2nd. So leading up to that, I'm going to do the 10 days of Down and Back. I'll be putting out little snippets of video that were part of the show, had something to do with the show, just my favorite things for the 10 days leading up to that. And then on October 2nd, I've got a few guests lined up to come in to talk with us that have been big parts of the Down and Back. I think most people have also were on your former show as well. So we will have some fun with that. But it's
gonna be fun, kids.
Yeah, it's and it's it's been a slow climb getting these here 5 years kind of to where we're at. But it's been a fun ride.
Listen, like Miley,
I'm seeing another guy with a link. Okay, he's again another guy not watching in my chat. He's on giving.
Listen, it's like Miley Cyrus said. It's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be an uphill climb. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, don't suck up now. Going on my side to do this now. Like it's.
Wait, he signed out of my chat?
Seriously? Yeah, he did. Yeah, but it's been a thing where I've had some ups and downs.
Steve Pole's now on my chat right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But no, there's been some up and downs and some good times and some times where it's been like, why am I doing this? Right. And then I get messages from people and all that. And it's been, it's been kind of makes it fun again.
But here's the thing, like we've talked about this and we've kind of alluded to a lot, but doing this is not easy. One is a lot of equipment that goes into it. And, when you're using your personal checkbook, your significant other does not happy, especially when I know I have a little more equipment than you do because I've bought most of it and gone a little crazy because I get a little compulsive when I start a hobby, and my wife gets really angry with me considering my, my bag collection and my equipment collection. But then, it's not even that. The time. Time is more.
Oh, well, like we talked like today, I was like, what time do you want to go live tonight? We'll go at 8:30. And I was like, okay. So I was an hour away here today because we are going to look for, we had the travel camper. We were going, different campsites every year. But then this year, because of Cornhole, because of other life stuff, we went camping like twice this year as a family. And I was like, okay, so we are now going to go camp at I'm going to park it. I'm going to actually taking the camper tomorrow morning to park it, and it's going to stay in that spot. And we've already got some friends that are there. I've been told that there's a cornhole tournament. Not next weekend.
Are you
there?
running?
I'm not. Actually, it's in a couple weeks. I'm not going to be able to make it to that, but it's your type of tournament because apparently they've already had one there when my friends were camping, and it's they bring whoever's got boards brings the boards, and if you have bags, you bring the bags, and then you take your bags and you put them on a set of boards, and those bags stay at those boards. So there's some bags that you'll be playing that are like, well, this guy's one of my friends here, Corey. He's got the OG slide rates, right? And he could be against some like burlap corn bags, some with resin, some of like probably got mud in them because they're filled with dirt. It's a pretty interesting tournament. He said it was, but I'm not going to be there for that one.
Listen, that's what I love. Listen, I can't really break open my bag vaults over here. Shameless plug. You can get them at www.titancornholebags.com. But I would bring my OG Jekyll Slide 1.0s because I love that bag. And I know nobody else can throw it against me. But I do have...
Steve is correct. OG Corey is still one of my partner when we go anywhere. But we're actually playing at the campsite, but it's trying to get him back.
I do have my OG Jekyll and Slide 5.0s in the car. But Doug, I was told this week I might have to buy a new car.
Oh, yeah?
My son is getting ready to go on his apprenticeship from high school. So he's going to need a car. So I may be giving up the sticker mobile.
Oh.
And that might become my son's car, and I might be getting a newer car because I'm not buying new, but I might be buying a newer car for me to drive around. So we'll see what happens there, Doug. I
got 2 years for that.
Yeah. Well, my son literally in a month starts his apprenticeship, so we got to figure something out. And because he's going to be traveling far, I don't want to go and buy him one of these like $2,000 cars for him to drive like halfway across the state because I'm a good dad. Yep. So I want to make sure he's good. I want to make sure he's okay. And then when he makes it big in the world of electricity, he'll pay it backwards to me so I don't have to work anymore and buy my RV so I can travel the country and hang out with Candy. And Doug.
I'm all right. I had a friend in high school. He worked like crazy at a supermarket here, and able to buy. He made enough money that he bought 2 vets to drive as like a 17-year-old.
Did he have a lot of animals?
No. He had 2 vets. He had a Corvette for the summer and a Chevette for the winter.
Corvette. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he had a lot of animals.
He had 2 vets. But yeah, it's so that'll be some fun playing cornhole at a campsite, and maybe, just maybe, Jamie Cowan may be invited to a weekend up there. Probably not. But yeah.
Yeah. You saran wrap him in when he's in his sleeping bags and then torture him.
Maybe he'll bring his PlayStation with him on the trip.
Oh yeah.
I think there's only 2 other people in the chat that know about that. Went down to Cherokee the first year. Another let you in on that because I know Steve Pohl and Jamie would know about that. Down to Cherokee the first year, we're going down for cornhole for a week of cornhole, and one of the other guys, because there was 6 of us in the vehicle, that was a fun ride. And the one guy brought his PlayStation along to watch movies in the hotel. Yeah, the TV, really, yeah, but yeah, the one guy brought his place because we watch movies, and we're like, you know what? You know, the TVs in hotels actually show movies. You don't have to bring along your PlayStation to do that. But yeah, it was the guy. That was the guy that talked constantly, and we were really surprised when we found out that his dad didn't drink. Like, oh well, we're all going for one as soon as you leave the vehicle. So yeah. Well, that's the fun cornhole trips that you have when you go to these
Those
big
are the
events.
ones that really make it amazing when you know what I mean, when you just go with a bunch of people, especially when you're friends, right? You're cornhole friends, but you really haven't done a trip together. I think that first trip is really the best bonding mission ever because you don't know what you're getting into. Jamie, me and you are going to be international partners. I had a partner for one tournament when I was going to play in Georgia, but he left.
He backed out.
Else, yeah.
Yeah, Steve, that was one. Remember, because we, think about this. You're in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Picture this: you're in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. You're walking around. There's the old Smoky Distillery. You walk in there. They have their like 8 bars set up, and you go and you. Damn, I thought I would have something. I used to have Old Smoky stuff here, but I don't. Walk in there. They have their 8 bars for you to do your taste testing, and of the 6 of you, one guy forgets his wallet in the car, and you need to show ID to be able to test their brands.
Oh, I thought he just didn't want to pay.
Well, he probably could be. I think he may have this logo as well on his shirts and stuff right now, Donnie. This logo here,
maybe, sort of.
Yeah, I think he may have. It was you, Jamie. It was Jamie. It was yeah. So he had to sit and watch us take bands in, come up with my perfect other little video I have of Steve Pohl that he loves, which I won't show right now. But yeah, there was one of them he didn't like. But yeah. So we've talked a lot here, Donnie, tonight.
Listen, we've gone pretty far here, Dougie.
It was another show. What did I? And then another guy watching. Derek Barrett has now become a very happy man because he's been waiting for this all night. Derek even told me like this. He's like, I heard Grieva's coming on the show tonight.
Hey, I was like, wait a minute. It was a Georgia bye week. They were not playing today, I don't believe. So you never know what's going to happen when the Dogs are not playing.
No, but this was another one that what did we talk about before we came on? That I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go to bed. I'm like tired. I'm not sure how long I got in me. Hour 8.
But here's the thing. Like, I just got to say, that man in the chat right there had a huge announcement this week.
He did.
Very
big.
Power team right there. The lineup. I'm going to call him the Big 6, right? Because if you put 2 bags in the hole, what do you get?
Although I was a little disappointed, there was one team that he did not mention.
Well, listen, we're still looking at international contracts.
Well, I wasn't talking about those 2 guys.
Oh, yeah, because nobody's talking about them. Who are you talking
about? I was talking about this podcast team on Saturday nights. Like,
Doug, we're a given. We're a given.
Well, I don't have that banner with those 2 logos on it yet. Just
these 2?
Yeah.
This is a pretty sexy. This is a band. They made this for me. It's pretty sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, I got. I went and I had this here made for myself.
But big announcement this week. A power team, Jordan and Cheyenne. I have them in the top 5 this season.
I was gonna say you're kind of holding out on me with that info.
I didn't know about it. I had no idea. I didn't know any of the teams that were happening. I didn't even know that we were still doing a podcast this week. Seriously. But we got big team right now for Titan. You've got Stevie, Bernadette, and Phil Lopez coming back, playing together. I think this is going to be a breakout season for them. Last year they did really well, but I think they were still kind of feeling each other out and, kind of figuring out how that team dynamic worked. But I think the sophomore season for them too is going to be amazing. You've got those two other guys. I forget their names.
Didn't they just kind of win some tournament or something like that?
I want to, you know what? The thing with it is I'm so far below them in the standings. I can never see them on the podium.
Okay.
But they did take world doubles, US doubles, and one partner even took singles.
Like for those Canadian people, as we're talking, it's like the friendly giant. Look up. Look way up.
Way up. I mean, listen, that they were just killing. And by the way, to win world doubles, guess what they got?
Trophies.
2 scoops, though. The 2 scoops. They had to double dip. It was 2 scoops. They were having fun. They came back. They won it. Amazing. And then you got Jordan and Cheyenne playing together this year. And Fresh Ink signed this week. The assistant to the assistant manager of Team Titan just signed his contract.
Yeah, his assistant is his assistant's kind of waiting for that there.
Yeah, listen, it's checks in the mail, already signed. Here we go. I'm back for a fourth season with Titan, upside Titan on this side, and many years. I think it's 7 or 8 right now with West Georgia. Where's your logos? Yeah, your flag's looking a little light there, Dougie. Little light right there. Assistant to the assistant manager, just signed the contract, kids. This is my world announcement. I'm back with Teen Titan. I am not the pro relationship manager. I'm just there I'm the fun police. That's all I am. I keep the stuff moving.
Well, you know what? Then fine. I will make an announcement sometime this week because I have one as well. That was just inked. Well, we haven't signed it yet, but we talked about it, and there's one coming, and it's going to announce it this week. I will do that.
All right, Dougie, take us out.
Yeah. So if you want to look good when you're playing cornhole in Canada or elsewhere, or be like Mark Brandt and be the first American to have one, you can head over to the East Coast Cornhole Facebook page. Send Graham a message. Get yourself a down and back East Coast Cornhole collab jersey. You want to have that Puffin logo on your jersey, as well as the down and back. You'll help me be able to get out to some places and see some people, and then you might even be able to get to see more of me here, because then my wife will like, oh hey, actually people watch you and they want to help you out. So it's please. It's been 5 years. 5 years of her thinking I'm just down here in the basement. Yep. I got a Bubba keg that's ready here waiting. Just
fill it up.
Yeah.
Please, sir. May I have some more?
Yeah. So yeah, but no, just keep having fun and hope everyone likes the 10 days of down and back, or some of the hits that I'll be putting out, because it's just 5 years of having fun, and the people that don't want me to see what they're doing continue, because it just helps me out and continues to make me strive along this route that I take. So maybe help me go and see the Mayo family down in Newfoundland to help get them going, because Dave needs some help down there.
So Doug, you're on the right road. You just weren't invited to the block party.
No. But yeah. So anyway, keep having fun. Keep throwing bags. We will see you here. So actually, next week we'll talk. Donnie and I are going to talk off air because I have to do the circle drive thing again next Saturday. So we might do a Friday night show or we might do a Sunday night show.
Stay tuned to both the channels because we will let you know what's going on. We may mix it up a little bit this week.
Yeah.
We might even, maybe if we can, throw in a little backstage party.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah, we'll possibly do that there. I may go live a couple times this week because I'm sitting here with nothing to do during the day.
That's right. So
my wife says to cut the grass, but I would rather just sit and talk to this. But yeah, so just keep having fun and just enjoy the off season. We only got a couple weeks left. Oh no, actually, a week left.
Days.
Like a week left. Okay, have fun. See y'all later.
Be safe.